Regarding the oil, you can use your own sensors to test the difference. We do encourage people to compare the oil that they may have, the olive oil they may have in their house, and a sample of Revu oil. The first thing you'll notice, perhaps, is the aroma. Where you have a strong aroma, you have those volatile compounds which give the olive oil its fruity and olive green smell. These compounds are delicate and they are the first to degrade. They are the first to spoil. So if you have a good aroma, a strong aroma,
Yeah.
then you have an oil which is an olive oil which is intact and fresh.
They are the first ones to degrade.
Yeah, the first ones to degrade. So a good sign of a good potency is the aroma. Next is the bitterness. Um, the bitterness is caused by oleuropein, which is a polyphenol. It's the main active ingredient in olive leaf extract, used traditionally in medicinally for a long time. So this bitterness is a positive attribute, a positive thing in the oil. The more bitter, the better. Then after swallowing the olive oil, you should experience to a certain degree the throat burn, which is called pungency. This throat burn is caused by oleocanthal, which is a polyphenol. It is very sought after by sommeliers and connoisseurs of olive oil. All of these three are positive attributes which olive oil experts they look for. It should have a good aroma, strong. It should be bitter and it should be pungent. This pungency or throat burn, by the way, a peppery sensation at the back of the throat, it can be quite intense, can cause you to cough, can even cause your eyes to tear up. But don't worry, it passes quickly. It's all good. The mouthfeel of the texture of the olive oil is fine and not thick, and we recommend everyone to get their hands on some Revu oil and put it on their plate of warm food, where from the heat of the food, the volatiles will jump up, the aromas will spread, and your meal is transformed and enhanced. So, of course, we don't rely on our senses to quantify our olive oil. We do laboratory analyses, and that's what we'll talk about next. We take the analyses very seriously. We take our sampling very seriously. It's our research. It's our eyes on what's happening inside the oil. It's essential to us. We do basic analyses. We do basic analyses such as acidity, polyphenols, peroxide. Uh, we test for tritopins and vitamins. One of the key points here is that when we sample our olive oil, we sample it as a composite representative sample, which means that the sample which we take represents our entire batch. On the other hand, there's a lot of trickery going on where a producer will select the best olive oil, a small batch, and say that this represents the entire batch. That's dishonest. So I'll go ahead now to the next analysis sheet.
That's 18 minutes, Alexander.
Okay, right. So we have to move fast. Um, the oleum, the oleum analysis uses ultra high pressure liquid chromatography (UHPLC) specifically to quantify two important polyphenols. They are hydroxytyrosol and tyrosol. These two polyphenols are the polyphenols which must be in the oil in order to use the EFSA health claim, which is olive oil polyphenols contribute to the protection of blood lipids from oxidative stress. This health claim, approved by EFSA, is only for olive oil. The minimum amount of these two polyphenols, which must be in the oil to use the claim, is 250 ppm parts per million. Our 2024 harvest has over 1,000, and we have actually achieved many thousands of ppm previous harvests.
Some additional information, you say minimum 250 ppm per kilogram of oil,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, parts per million.
parts per million
Yeah.
per kilogram of oil.
Okay.
Okay.
So we don't stop at these relatively basic analyses. We go further. We dive deeper. Uh, we sent our olive oil to the Kurtz Institute, and we did two tests. One of them is the cellular antioxidant activity. The other one is oxygen radical absorbance capacity. Regarding the CAA, it quantifies the antioxidant activity inside the cell after these antioxidants have crossed the cell membrane. We had a report done, and this is where we discovered ourselves that actually our process is entirely different, and we were very surprised. The technician at the laboratory asked us, "What have we put in our oil?" We said nothing. No, that's the whole point. The whole point is that the olive tree has a lot of is very potent, and that's our mission is to deliver what is in the olive tree to the oil to the consumers. The results of the CAA, the average olive oil was 10. The key figure is 10. It's micromoles of quercetin equivalent per 100 milliliters, but the key figure is 10. We analyzed three samples, not just one, but three, and our average was around 700, which is 70 times the antioxidants available inside the cell compared to with the standard processed olive oil. This was very significant, and this score was actually higher than an antioxidant supplement, which was made from olive extracts. So our olive oil had a higher cellular antioxidant activity score than a antioxidant supplement.
Base
This,
hydroxytyrosol, actually.
yeah, it was based on hydroxytyrosol. Yeah.
Yeah.
This proves to us the purity and the potency and the difference in our process. The ORAC it measures, the ORAC analysis measures the ability of the oil to neutralize reactive oxidant species. Um, so it's its antioxidant capacity, let's say. And again, to compare with other many samples of standard processed EVU, the score was around 400, the key figure being 400. Um, and it's Trolox equivalent per 100 milliliters, micromoles of Trolox equivalent per 100 milliliters. Good luck to the translators with that one. But the key figure is 400. And our three samples measured an average of 1,700, which equals 4 times the antioxidant capacity for free radical scavenging power. This triggered us to look further and deeper into it. So we took a deep dive here, and we're going to dive slightly deeper now. It gets a bit technical, but we will convey the main idea.
These are the mysteries, really, that what an olive tree has hidden for thousands of years. So here's the next step. Let's go.
So we want to convey to you basically that there are no polyphenols in our olive oil. There are lipophenols in our olive oil. Because what has happened, perhaps this slide is better, yeah. What has happened is that the oleic acid has combined with the polyphenol and produced a lipophenol. So the lipophenol is the combination of a polyphenol and a lipid. Here we have a comparison. The polyphenols have low bioavailability, relatively low, poor oxidative stability. They are hydrophilic, which means they are attracted to water and repelled by fats. And they have relatively low therapeutic value compared to lipophenols. Lipophenols, on the other side here, are you can see it on the slide. They have higher bioavailability, good stability. They are amphiphilic, which is very significant. They are not hydrophilic, they are amphiphilic, which means they have a hydrophilic head and a hydrophobic tail. And they have much higher therapeutic value. We recommend everyone to read up on olive lipophenols, on olive lipophenols. We These lipophenols are bound together in our process and they are sustained in our process. They are not destroyed. However, we strongly suppose that the formation and the survival of these lipophenols in standard processing is inhibited, very much reduced. So this was the reason, actually, this proved to us the purity and potency of our olive oil. And it was the reason, really, for our very high cellular antioxidant activity score, which is good news for everyone. Now we will take a quick view of the actual polyphenols without the oleic acid tail. So these is just the polyphenol molecules. Hydroxytyrosol is said to be the most powerful plant-derived antioxidant. There's been a lot of research in it. Some of the notable points is that its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier. There's been positive research in anti-neurodegenerative diseases. And what's important is that these two antioxidants and polyphenols are the ones which are concerned with the EFSA health claim that olive polyphenols help prevent blood lipid oxidation. The next two polyphenols is oleuropein. Oleuropein is an antioxidant. It's the reason for the bitterness in the olive oil. So the more bitter it is, the more oleuropein there is in the oil. Again, it's the main active compound in olive leaf extract, a well-known traditional therapeutic medicine. Now, for oleocanthal, again, it is an antioxidant. Research suggests it has anti-inflammatory properties. And we had the opportunity to speak to one scientist called Limor Goren, who made cancer research based on oleocanthal research. And indeed, it was shown, and we can share lots of these research papers with anyone who wants them. Indeed, it has the ability to cause apoptosis of cancerous cells while leaving healthy cells healthy. Oleocanthal is the reason that for the throat burn and the pungency after drinking some olive oil. So the more throat burn, the more oleocanthal there is. We don't stop at polyphenols. There are triterpenes, pentacyclic triterpenes. Good luck, translators. Pentacyclic triterpenes. in the olive oil, which is significant. Squalene is very significant for us. Um, Squalene is an antioxidant. Uh, it in studies it shows it has the ability to release oxygen into the blood. It's well known in the cosmetic formulation industry. It's actually produced in our own body. We produce squalene, but much more so when we are young, and much less so when we progress. What is significant about squalene is that it is used as an adjuvant in vaccines to stimulate the immune system. So vaccines, when they use an adjuvant in them, which is squalene, to stimulate the immune response. We have approximately 5,000 ppm or milligrams per kilogram of squalene in the olive oil. Vitamin E is well known. There's also an EFSA health claim related to vitamin E. So we go onwards to another molecule, which is, of course, the omega-9 oleic acid. Approximately 70% of the olive oil is oleic acid. It is a monounsaturated fatty acid, so it has the ability to redress the omega-369 or omega-3/6 um, balance. It also has two EFSA-approved health claims with it. One of them states that replacing saturated fats in the diet with unsaturated fats contributes to the maintenance of normal blood cholesterol levels. And there's another, um, so altogether in this olive oil, there are these individual compounds, but as it says, it's great by itself. But when you take it together with other like in food or specifically with omega-3, which we'll come to, the synergies are definitely there. One significant synergy is the increase of the absorption of lycopene, which is the redness in tomatoes. When it is consumed with olive oil, these compounds are better absorbed. So also, of course, it greatly increases the antioxidant value of your meal. You don't have to put much of this Revo oil on. It has, as we saw before with the ORAC, very potent in antioxidants, and it really tastes fantastic. It really tastes as the older generations used to experience. We actually had feedback one time from a very elderly lady in a village here in Cyprus. And when she tried our oil, it's reported that she said, "This takes me back to my childhood." So that's not the first time we've heard that comment as well. So something really different here. Of course, I'm sure that all the Zinzino partners know very well about the synergy of omega-3 and polyphenols or lipophenols, that the synergy is far more than the sum of their parts. And this is the reason why Zinzino and CLEANTHI alpha olenic are together, because of this synergy. And what I'm no expert in science, but what I understand is that the synergy of omega-3 and polyphenols is that the absorption of DPA and EPA is enhanced and increased. Um, and of course, the antioxidant capacity of the olive oil protects the omega-3 fatty acids from oxidizing, and they are very susceptible to oxidation. So it's really a great synergy, and that's the whole reason why we are together, and we are happy for that. If there's any comments or questions, please pass them to Dr. Colin. If there's any comments from Colin or Spiros, welcome.
I've just got one question. There's been a few questions and comments, but you've actually, Alex, you've covered some of that, and I feel like that's where you're going. But if you don't mind for a moment, just going back a little bit, because obviously at the start you discussed this 2,000-year-old olive tree, which is remarkable. And somebody asked the question, climate change, and has that affected the olive oil production in any way?
Alex, you better answer.
Well, here in Cyprus, of course, we saw last year, no, in 23, we saw pretty severe drought. We also saw like severe weather, like fires in Greece. And this certainly affected the price of olives, the supply,
Mm.
and therefore the price of olives. So I would certainly say a yes, that it has affected the olive oil. I mean, it's a natural crop, so it's subject to climatic conditions. And but as we said, this 2,000-year-old tree has survived through 2,000 years of climatic variations. So
Yeah,
so we're betting on the right tree here.
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So, no, I think the other questions, it feels that you've either answered them or, as I can see now, we're going to steer into them. So please, Alex, back to you.
Okay. Thanks.
35 minutes, Alexander.
Okay. Okay. So the key takeaway here is that the oil by itself, as olive oil, before being mixed with anything and before being ingested, the olive oil by itself is very pure. It has unique potency and unique oxidative stability. This is really the key difference in the olive oil. Potency in all of the phytochemicals, purity meaning it's not spoiled by the process, and oxidative stability meaning that it has a